it is Martin Luther King Day, and we walked out to a song on the short list for Oscar nomination, Road to Freedom by Lenny Kravitz, which is featured in the movie Rustin.
Yes.
Now, the star of Rustin, Coleman Domingo, is here today. He plays civil rights leader Bayard Rustin, who many American school kids still aren't learning about. Only about 12 states have a Black History mandate, while 18 have passed laws severely limiting this curriculum. Now, it's a vital part of American history, so what's everybody so nervous about? Why are you nervous? The days have passed. We're here now. Why is everybody freaking out about what was? Why can't we talk about what was? We talk about what was with everything else.
Yeah.
So what do you think the end game is?
I think this is. I think people in America have been playing a long game. And I often say it's conservatives, but it's a lot of Americans. And I think what they do is they not only erase the bad stuff that may make people feel bad, like slavery, which is responsible for the very foundation of this country. What concerns me even more is that they erase the contributions of people that don't look like them. So they erase the contributions of someone like Bayard Rustin. They erase the contributions of indigenous people. They have erased from history and teaching our children that the freezer was developed by a Black man, that the first open heart surgery was performed by a Black man, that the GPS technology that we all use today was developed by a Black woman. And the reason that they are erasing those contributions is because then you can otherize someone as less than you are, because you haven't contributed to this society in the way that my culture has. And I think that is so sad, because what is supposed to be the very foundation of this country is that we are all equal. But what happens is when you've had privilege for so long, equality feels a lot like oppression.
You know, I think there's more to it than that. Look, I think what it is that Black history and other things, banning books, has been weaponized for political purposes to drive people to the polls based on outrage because my poor little white kid is feeling bad because he's learning about slavery. That's ridiculous. Learning about history should not make anybody feel bad. We learn about history.
It should make you feel bad.
No,
but it's important that it makes you feel bad.
I don't think it should make you feel bad. I mean, I don't think a white child that's had nothing to do with slavery should feel bad about slavery. I think we need to learn history so that we don't.
Looking at Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, which just passed, and the women in the view came out with their own different opinion. They came out and said it's a very important day that needs to be celebrated. But they came out and said that in the United States, this is what have been the authorities have been trying to wipe away what color people did. According to Whoopi, if there's no color people like Black people, there is no America, because the history is incomplete without the Black people. But to have basically that have been trying to be wiped out, which have not been a reasonable one. They talk about that it has been hidden many things color people did, just like the first heart surgery was being done by a color person. The GPS that we are using, it was being done by a Black woman who discovered it. But these things are not being taught. They are not being, because if you say them, it means they are smart. It means they are more than you. So obviously, they are trying to say that civil rights war begin because of slavery. You cannot take it out. Nikki Haley, for in particular, they talk about her. She don't even want to admit to that. They talk about DeSantis, also don't want to approve that. They talk about President Donald Trump, who is want to advise Abraham Lincoln on how he ought to have done with slavery. Basically, all these things, they're trying to have an impeachment. They're trying to have a reawakening that this country, without the people of color, there is not American. So they have to give that privilege, they have to give that that recognition to the color people, which is something that they are still fighting out to see. Particularly this movie is about this particular they talk about this particular movie which came out, and basically according to some of them, they have never heard about this man who was gay also, not only gay, but the things he did in the to saving the civil rights movement. He did a lot. He was fighting as a black man. Then he was fighting also for his sexuality because he was gay. Being that was not, being gay itself was a crime. You know that at first, so he was hiding it from it. So, but he did a lot he did a lot through civil rights. So the movie itself is an awakening. It's just to elevate to create an awareness. So they explain that the history don't want to be taught because sometimes, for example, the black the white will not want, they don't want to tell, like for example, a Caucasian little boy what the four parents did, say they will be feeling bad. No, they try, the women in their views trying to say that teaching history does not mean you want them to feel bad. Teaching history, you want to make them better people. So history have to be taught, and they have to re-educate them of that history. It's not something to be hidden, because as they claim that it is not being taught because they don't want the children to feel bad. It's not something to feel bad. It's something for them to know in order for history not to repeat itself. History that is being hidden can repeat itself. So they are having a voice to come out and during this day to say that as colored people, they have to put it down. As the authority that have the power in the land also, they also have to implement it, that without the black people, there is no America. So the American history is incomplete without the black people. And there's equality in the land, no matter what you are. So what do you really think? Do you really think that the matter of slavery should be hidden from the children? Because they say if it's coming out, the black children will be angry with the white children, and the white children will be feeling bad for what their foreparents did to the black people. Do you actually think that is right? Or do you think it should be taught for them to know in order for history not to repeat itself? Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please help and subscribe. And thank you for sharing. God bless you.